energy in here. It is just fantastic. It is just electric. Thank you for that. And all of the things that you've been getting from this conference, I'm sure you're just soaking it up and you're eager to get back to work and back to life and apply all the things that you've been learning about. And I want to just start our time together by asking you a question. And that question is about your potential. How great would it be if you and your team and everyone in your organization could show up and live up to their fullest potential? How great would that be? Yeah! Now I see a few of you skeptics in the audience, but the rest of you are jumping out of your chairs going, yes, Lena, please show us how. And I am so sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not going to be able to do that today. You see, I have a problem with potential. Not necessarily with the word potential, but the idea of human potential and the way we use it to encourage and motivate success and achievement in our society. I want you to just think about that for a minute. Your fullest potential. What does that even mean? Like, how much potential do you have? Can you tell me? Can you quantify it? How do you know if you're achieving it, if you're almost there, if you've reached the pinnacle? Maybe you're just partway there. Maybe you've barely begun to scratch the surface. How do you know? You can't. You cannot possibly know. The idea of you and your potential, it's undefinable. It's immeasurable. It is infinite. And therefore, pursuing it in our lives is problematic. I also have a problem with the way we tend to define success and achievement in our society. It's always about buy that new car, build that bigger house, put more money in your bank account, get that next investment, win that big award, that next promotion, that degree, those 3 letters after your name. There are so much pressure that we are under as a society, pressure to perform and achieve, that what it is resulting in is an entire body of people feeling like they can't live up. An entire group of people that are suffering now more than ever from lack of self-esteem, from lack of confidence, and that causes mental health problems, substance abuse issues. And we're dealing more now than ever with shattered self-esteem and crippling debt. And the thing about potential is that we were all told a story growing up about our potential. And that story for you, I'm sure, lies somewhere on a spectrum. And on the one end of that spectrum, you may have been told that you are so smart, and you are so strong, and you are so talented, and you are valuable, and you can go anywhere and be anything and do anything. You have so much to offer this world. You have so much potential. Or maybe you were told a story on the other end of that spectrum. Maybe you were told you're not smart, you're not strong, you're not valuable. That's your dream. Get used to disappointment, kid. Some people have potential, it ain't you. Set the bar low. Life will be easier that way. I want you to think for a moment about the story that you were told about your potential. Did you believe it? And depending on how much of it you believed, how much did you let that story impact and influence the choices that you've made in your life, the opportunities that you were or were not willing to pursue, the risk that you were or were not willing to take? Now, I feel very fortunate, very, very fortunate every day that I grew up with the first story. I was told, Lena, you are so smart, and you are so strong, and you are talented, and you have so much to offer. You can go anywhere, and you can do anything. And if we had more time today, I would tell you about my journey and that story, and how that story created significant lows at certain times in my life, where that story led me to feel like I wasn't doing enough, like I wasn't measuring up, like I wasn't going the places that I was told that I was going to go. And I eventually learned why I have a problem with potential. And I learned that rather than focusing my energy on potential and the pursuit of achievement and success the way I was taught to define it, I shifted my mindset and I learned instead to pursue purpose. And what I'm going to share with you today through my Mission Accomplished program is a 10-step life-setting, goal-setting program that starts with expanding and taking a look at the big picture of your life so that you can get very clear on what your purpose is in your life and in your work. And when you have a clear purpose, you can start setting goals and pursuing things that hold deep meaning for you. And when you do that, you will find that you are more likely to succeed in the goals that you set. So this Mission Accomplished program has 10 steps that I'm going to teach you during our time together today. And the very first step is to lead with your legacy. We're going to take a look at the big picture of your life and do a visualization exercise where I'm going to ask you to picture a moment at the end of your life and an event in honor of you, and what are people there to tell you about the impact you've had on them. Because once we know the impact we want to have on this world, we can start really living every day with purpose. Then we're going to take a look and evaluate our values. See, we oftentimes talk about values, but very seldom do we get specific about what our values are and whether those values align with the legacy that we see for ourselves. See, sometimes we grow up with values that we need to let go of and shift to new values in order to step into our full purpose. So we'll evaluate our values, and then we'll talk about defining our mission. Now, all of you know businesses and organizations have that mission statement, but how many of your people know it? And how many of your people are connected to it? What I'm going to teach you to do is how to define your own personal mission and to do it in a way that passed 3 tests. Number 1, it's going to have 2 parts, a promise to yourself and a promise to the world around you about the impact you will have. The second part of that test is we're going to write it in first person and present tense so that it is strong and so that it is there for you through the hardest of times imaginable. And that's the third test, is if you could imagine the 3 worst circumstances of your life, can you live your mission through the worst times you can imagine? That's the first phase of Mission Accomplished. Then we're going to have some fun, and I'm going to show you how to fill your bucket with more than just random rainy day things, but big dreams and little things and selfish things and acts of service. And you're going to use those things in your bucket to set real meaningful goals in your life. I'm going to teach you how to own your swag and map your lifeline. I'm going to teach you how to set annual goals, season the year, create weekly wins, and most importantly, I'm going to teach you how to focus your daily thoughts. And through this program, you will gain confidence and clarity in your life. You will find that purpose for yourself that is going to motivate you to go out into your life and your work every day with confidence. Now I want you to imagine one more time, imagine if you and your team and everyone in your organization could show up and live up every day with a personal sense of purpose and mission. Imagine what your organization could get done. Thank you so much for your time.